This is Dropping Hints.
I'm Alex.
I'm Silas.
In this podcast, you'll catch a glimpse of our everyday conversations.
We have noted in the past what kinds of occupational hazards that we work with, but today we should talk about, hypothetically, if our occupations were different occupations, what would they be? So what I mean is...
let me put it to you this way, okay? How I originally asked you the question, okay? If chemistry fails you, Silas, where do you go next?
I would maybe go for like a lawn and landscaping business. If not that, I would maybe be a librarian. But
Wow.
The problem with being a librarian is it requires like another degree. Like you have to have like a specific degree in like library science. That's what it's called. I'm not
I
kidding.
didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. I mean, I guess, maybe you could like just start working at a library and then maybe like just through the years learn enough that you like eventually get like promoted to librarian. But if you wanted to be like a legit librarian, as like a career.
So wait, you've done research on the librarian thing.
I mean, I did a Google search on what education you need to be a librarian, but I've done a lot of Google searches on a lot of careers like that just because I'm curious. I'm kind of an eclectic fella, if you haven't noticed. I know a little bit about a lot of things.
Yes.
So librarian,
Jack of all trades,
master of all of them. So a librarian, perhaps.
So if for whatever reason, somewhere down the road, let's say you're working with chemicals one day, and then all of a sudden it just clicks, and you're like, you know what? I really don't want to work with chemicals anymore for the rest of my life. And you want to change directions in life. Almost like a midlife crisis. You're going to be a librarian.
Yeah, it's really hard to decide, but I would probably,
I mean, I got to hand it to you. Reading books inside all day, air conditioned.
Were it so easy.
I just think it's strange how you have landscaping or librarian.
Well, I mean, if you are, or no.
You want to work in the sun all day? Or...
I know what I would do. I would be a sanitation professional.
You mean a garbage man?
A garbage man. Yeah. I'm not saying that it's easy to be a garbage man necessarily, or that it's easy to just become one. But I mean, I think that it would probably be easy enough if I had like a degree in chemistry. I feel like that would be something like a master's degree. Like, I feel like that would be enough to like get me in somewhere, some kind of like waste management, or
I've
just
toured
straight garbage man is
I've
fine
toured
too.
the Solid Waste Authority up in Palm Beach, and there's a lot of science that goes on up there.
Yeah, there's something interesting. There's chemists are often, if you like study chemistry and chemicals and that kind of stuff, you may be employed as like a hazardous waste hazmat specialist, like hazardous material, hazardous storage, hazardous waste disposal, all that stuff. So that would be another thing where it's like maybe you're not in a lab dealing with stuff, but you're like out there dealing with like radioactive wastes.
That's pretty similar to chemistry, though.
It's
what you just described.
That is pretty close there. I guess the goal of the question was something that's like strikingly different, just for the sake of argument. So it would probably be like something.
Well, it doesn't have
like,
to be strikingly different. I just
was
different. Curious, and you chose landscaping
or librarian
or
garbage man.
But the garbage man that you described was kind of just
secondary
chemistry.
When I first said garbage man, I meant like real garbage man, fella that you see driving the truck. That would be really difficult though, to drive those big trucks.
Yeah,
I do not envy that.
Do it.
I do not envy that job, but it's hard and easy for me to say at the same time because it's hard and easy for me to say at the same time because I don't have like, this is going to sound so bad. I don't have like passion
Oh my.
for anything. When I say that, because the word passion to me,
our viewers are going to help you find your passion.
The word passion to me has been so tainted sometimes by like just people who are like finding their purpose, you know, not passion, but purpose and meaning is often confused with passion, which obviously I'm like, I get all my purpose and meaning from the Bible. So it's like, it's kind of irrelevant and superficial what I'm doing for a career to me. So
I have a book here, and I forgot. Oh yeah,
Chazal.
Yeah, it's a Hebrew word. I don't even know how to pronounce it.
I didn't know they had the letter Z in Hebrew.
Yeah, neither did I, but I can't pronounce it. I'm not even gonna try it. But he talks about how your vision, your purpose, and what do you say? Your vision, your passion, and your purpose all come together and shape kind of like who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So, your vision, your values, your purpose, mm-hmm. your the meaning in life that you find, and your passion, things you like, things that you're good at. And so all those kind of center, it's like a Venn diagram,
mm-hmm.
we like those. And you kind of find the sweet spot in the middle and say, all right, this is.
Yeah. The closest thing that I've found that I'm like have passion towards or for is like when I'm like tutoring students or teaching students. I'm like, that's like I could do that all day.
Yeah.
But that's in the realm of chemistry. So it's like,
well,
not not applying to this hypothetical question. I mean,
right.
But I don't know. That's what I would be. Librarian, rank 3.
A landscape architect by day, a librarian by night.
Architect. Well, that's fine. Whatever.
Well, you want to cut the grass, or do you want to like put the trees?
Do I want
to
point plan and say, hey, put the grass there?
Plan where the trees are going to be, and what kind of plants are going to be where.
I would be like the guy who's upkeeping stuff.
So you want to be maintenance?
I want to be maintenance. Yeah.
All right.
I love that. I do like that.
We've had plenty of practice. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
This isn't a plug for our landscaping services, but we do know how to landscape.
Yeah, don't call me to landscape. I'm not gonna. Yeah. I'm gonna say, why do you call me? I don't landscape. And then I'll be like, how did you get my number? How did you get my number?
Hopefully, I think everyone watching. So
maybe not. Maybe they just stumbled upon us.
Maybe
we just hit our 18th subscriber. Maybe they're the one. So what is your alternatives, just in case the bottom falls out, as I say?
Yeah. Well, I think I would learn a trade.
Welding.
Yeah. Welders make good money.
Yeah, that's on the table.
It's tough to weld though. Takes a lot of skill, a lot of practice. But maybe something like that. Maybe something along the lines of construction or things like that, where I'm not designing things, I'm not running calcs, I'm not being an engineer, but I'm still working with my hands and building stuff. I also think, maybe like something with like, being a mechanic or something, or working on cars or something like that. A trade like that, I think would be a good place for me to land if civil engineering ever fails me, or I fail it. I don't know, whichever one. Ooh.
Let's hope not, because we all know what it means when you fail civil engineering.
Right, but yeah, I think a trade of some sort would be my route, because I couldn't see myself really trying to go back to school for a long period of time to earn a degree, to get a profession. I think, a trade school would be about the most schooling that I could handle. If I were to do that, which would be a little bit shorter, obviously. Plus, I think I'm just, I'd be good working with my hands, doing something like that. So,
yeah, I think trades are hard to do, but they are they're in high demand.
Yeah, I mean, you can be very independent with those things. You don't need to. I mean, it's a different animal, but in a sense, you don't have to pitch yourself to companies and like try to go get hired with people, you can, in a sense, if you can, do your own business, find your own clients and do all that stuff, then you can be your own boss in a sense, which in and of itself is pretty difficult.
Yeah.
Mad respect for the people that do that, because it's no small thing. But yeah, something like that, I think. So yeah, but I mean, I don't want to get out of engineering.
No, yeah, we don't want to.
I love what I do. It's a dream job, but just it's fun to play the hypotheticals.
It's fun to we always like
what
to
if,
think, what if,
in a parallel universe,
in a parallel universe,
what would I be doing right now?
People always tell me you should be Silas. They say, Silas, you should be a comedian.
Wow.
Or they say, Silas, you should be a YouTuber.
Well,
they say, Silas, you're really funny. You need to go viral. I'm like, I need to go viral like a virus.
I don't know. Maybe would you do the acting route? Would you?
I would definitely not do the acting route.
Well, that's not like the only way to get started, but that would definitely help you kind of go on viral comedian, whatever you just described.
Right. I would not do the acting route, but I don't have a route planned. I don't know if anybody truly
it's
can. It's
hypothetical.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody truly can have a route for that kind of stuff planned. We were talking a couple weeks ago about fame and fortune. If you just kind of stumbled upon it, not if you like were working for it. It's like, everyone's like, oh, your story, not. Everyone's like, your stories are great. I'm like, thank you. I appreciate that. I like making them. That's another thing that I'm passionate for. But it's like, would that translate to like a life trade? No. Probably not.
Well, it's safe to say clearly,
if you couldn't
I
hear,
wouldn't choose podcasting as
I just shrugged my shoulders very deeply and looked at the camera and said no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't choose anything that's like that's dependent. I almost said anything that's dependent upon other people, but everything's dependent on other people. What I mean is I wouldn't choose anything that's like dependent upon pop culture and people consuming what you make.
Yeah.
I couldn't like,
because you get canceled.
Right. What was that? Doesn't matter. So but like when I see people who are like YouTubers or something like that, I am totally fine with people doing that as their full-time job. I don't have any like problem with that. I'm not one of the people that's like
prejudice.
Oh, like you're like not, you don't have a real job because you do YouTube. I'm not, or like Twitch streaming. I'm like, whatever, that's all fine. Sure. I consume tons of it, obviously, but I would not do that myself because I'm like, I can't deal with having ultimately no security, really. If something changes and people just stop watching my videos or people stop watching my stream, then it's like, it's gone. And so it's
that's when you especially need to play the alternative occupation game.
Yes.
And think, okay, what's a way out if this thing should ever fail? What's my go-to next? So
exactly. Always good to have a backup plan in life. Just, be ready for anything, improvise, adapt, overcome, and
Bear Grylls.
semper paratus.
I don't know.
That's like the motto of the Coast Guard. It means always ready. Travis would know.
Nice.
What are they? I think it's like semper paratus. I don't know, something like that.
Sweet.
Semper means always.
That comes from, that's all
Latin.
Okay. And what is it in Spanish?
Siempre.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I thought it was similar.
It's basically the same word. Yeah. It's funny how everything kind of like tails from Latin a lot of times. Not everything, but just like a lot of words that you hear in Latin, and if you know them in Spanish or German or English or Portuguese or French, or I could keep naming languages. You're just like, wow, that word sounds the same.
Maybe you could be a historian.
I mean, again, it would require a lot more education, but maybe I could be a political commentator. Of the likes the world has never seen. You know, get ready, Spend Bapiro. You know,
wow.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
Wow,
I got the annoying voice. I got the booming personality. I got the
boomer personality.
Controversial political views. I got everything.
You got the memes to go with it.
Yeah. The memes.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm not getting out of civil engineering. I don't know anything about civil engineering, sir. Not getting out of it, but it's good to have a backup plan.
Always have a backup plan.
Yep.